All right, Jalen Green makes his debut for the Phoenix Suns, and he balls out. Had a great game. Let's check out his highlights, and we'll get to his numbers here in a second. I do have it muted. Otherwise, Adam Silver said he's going to send Cash Patel after me. First play of the game for Jalen. Chris Dunn's a great perimeter defender. Zubac is a solid rim protector, and he blows by Dunn like he's not even there, and then finishes right over Zubac. We all know Jalen Green's an excellent athlete, and he shows it off right there. That's just nasty. That's kind of classic Jalen Green. Derrick Jones Jr. is another excellent defender, and Jalen Green just breaks him down and steps back for the nasty three right in his face. One thing we all know about Jalen, he definitely isn't a shy player. Let's run that back one more time. Who had got the block there? It's like John Collins gets the block. Little swing. And Jalen Green spotted up for a three. He shoots about 34% from three, I believe, so can help out Phoenix with their spacing and just having another scorer next to Devin Booker. This is a nice one. Comes off the screen, and just a quick stop and pop on Brook Lopez. Run that back one more time. Looks like John Collins on him again. Just flies off. Looks like he's going down to the baseline. Grayson Allen comes over on the help, and he just pulls right up for the baseline jumper. Just to catch and shoot. He's a great three-point shooter, especially when he starts getting hot out there. He knocks that one down. Just a swing. Another knockdown three for Jalen. He's looking really good out there in his debut. Another swing, and Jalen Green still isn't shy. Lets another one fly. He knocked down the 6 3-pointers in this game. Comes off the screen, attacks Zubac again. Second time in the game. That one was an and one. I'm not sure if I thought that was a foul or not, but you attack the big man. No, that was a foul. He was moving sideways. But you attack the big man's body, and you get the and ones. You put the refs in the position to have to make a call. Phoenix is already up 14 at this point. That's just nasty. Behind the back and a step back. I think that's on John Collins again, and Collins is a really good defender. But Jalen Green was cooking everybody out there tonight. It's a great save. And another corner three for Jalen Green. Suns bench loves it. Devin Booker's loving it. Jalen Green says, "I'm here, baby." Yeah, look at that big old smile on Devin Booker's face. I wonder if that was Chris Dunn that got the save. And kick out for a wet-ass three for Jalen Green. Here's the man right here, the man, the myth, the legend. Just a great debut for Jalen Green. He finishes the game with 29 points. He's 10 for 20 from the field, so he's 50% out there. 6 for 13 from three. He has 2 turnovers, and he only plays 23 minutes out there. So that's really impressive. They're still kind of working him in from his injury and just working him into the offense. I didn't even see, look at his black nails painted right there. Looks like a pumpkin with the basketball. But he's just getting worked back in from his injury. He only played the 23 minutes, only the 2 turnovers in 23 minutes, so the low turnovers is impressive, and it's hard to turn the ball over when you just catch that shit and just fucking shoot it every single time. I love Jalen Green's mindset. Devin Booker has the 24 points, 7 assists. Devin Booker's 10 for 22. He's 3 for 7 from 3. Booker has the 3 turnovers. Booker's asked to do a lot more as far as playmaking goes, but Booker plays 37 minutes out there. So Jalen Green, he's looking good for Phoenix so far. He's just an instant offense type of dude. You can always use that guy in the NBA. There's never been an era when you can't use just a microwave scorer. Jamal Crawford, Manu Ginobili's better than Jamal Crawford, but those types of players, there's someone else that I'm missing right now off the top of my head. Jamal Crawford, Ginobili, J.R. Smith was who I was thinking of as well. I think J.R. Smith is a great comparison. For Jalen Green, Jalen Green's probably a little more talented, but they're both kind of inconsistent scorers that can come in and just microwave score out there off the bench. Last season, Jalen Green played all 82 games. The season before that, he played all 82 games as well. Then the season before that, when he played 76 games. So is pretty much always going to be available. He did have the injury to start the season, but other than that, we can expect him to probably play 70 plus games again this season just based on his history. The last 3 seasons, he averages 21 points per game. He shoots 42% from the field, so that's kind of the concerning part is just him being an inconsistent scorer and just shooting kind of a low percentage from the floor. But same thing with Jamal Crawford, same thing with J.R. Smith. Ginobili was a bit more consistent, but those are kind of the guys that I would somewhat compare him to because I think the best role for Jalen Green is coming in as that kind of sixth man role off the bench. I think Phoenix should try to plug him in to that role. He is starting tonight, and he's almost too talented not to start. But I think the best role for him to be, if he's on like a perennial playoff team, would be him coming in as the sixth man. I think Phoenix should try to do that if they can. Maybe start Gillespie, start Grayson Allen. I don't think they start Gillespie. They may start Allen, but bring in Gillespie instead of Jalen Green. Let Jalen Green come in off the bench. And if he gets on a hot streak, say he's hot for 5 games in a row, then start him. Let him keep on playing. See if he can keep up his consistent shooting out there. But in his past, Houston kind of, I don't want to say gave up on him as a player, but they gave up on him as far as being the number one option on the team because Houston was trying to plug him in as the number one option, the number one scorer on the team. And again, the last 3 seasons, he's averaged 21 points, so the 21 points is good, but he's 42% from the field. He's 34% from three, and he averages 2.5 turnovers over those last 3 seasons. The 2.5 turnovers isn't really bad, but again, it's hard to turn over when you just catch the ball and you just fucking shoot that shit immediately, or you just break your guy down off the dribble. You're not really trying to play make for the other players around you and get assists for your teammates. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Jalen Green just kind of knows who he is. I'm a microwave guy. I'm instant offense. Again, I think J.R. Smith is a great comparison for Jalen Green. I think Jalen's probably more talented than J.R. Smith, but he's kind of right there in limbo where you're not quite talented. It's hard to word it right. He is talented enough to be a starter, but his inconsistent scoring kind of makes teams want to put him in that sixth man role, where I think he'd be best playing that sixth man role. But he's only 23 years old, so I think it'll be good to bring him in off the bench, let him play sixth man. But then that probably cuts into his development a bit because Phoenix probably wants to play him starter minutes. Again, he's only 23 years old, so he can still develop. But Houston gave up on him. Not entirely as a player. I don't think they were thinking, man, Jalen Green fucking sucks. We got to get him out of there because he's definitely a very, very talented player. But Houston gets him out. Again, I think they just gave up on him as the number one option. They're thinking this guy's not going to lead the team to playoff success year after year. He'd have a really rough playoff series against Golden State. He had one good game, but other than that, he was really inconsistent. And I think that's where Houston kind of gave up on the man, but he was taking 17 shots per game these last 3 seasons, so 21 points on 17 shots. Again, 42% shooting from the field, so it's pretty inefficient, but just having him as a microwave scorer, I think that's just the best role for him. Bring him in, just like they did in this game. In this game for Phoenix, he did start the game, but only played 23 minutes for the game, so he played more like a bench player in terms of minutes, but I think just bring him in. If he's hot out there, let him keep playing, let him play heavy minutes, and if he's not hot, then kind of play him less minutes in the game. But he's just so talented. I just don't know what the best thing is for Jalen Green, because like I was saying, he's in limbo. He's talented enough to be a starter, but he has been inconsistent, and it was 3 years in a row where he shot 42% basically from the field. So 3 years ago, they're thinking Jalen Green's young. He's only 20 years old. He's shooting 42% from the field, but that's fine. Then it's the next season, 2 years ago, still shooting 42% from the field, scoring 21 points. Then last season, he's still shooting 42% from the field. So Houston didn't see the development they wanted to see from him. They were thinking he could possibly break out and just be an absolute superstar player. Maybe he still can. He's only 23 years old. But they didn't see the development they wanted from him, so that's why Houston decided to ultimately give up on Jalen Green and let him go. He does shoot the 34% from three, so you can use that from pretty much any team. He probably shoots 7 or 8 threes per game, so he looked really good next to Devin Booker. Jalen Green knows he's the secondary option to Devin Booker, When in Houston, he was the number one option pretty much. Him and Şengün would kind of go back and forth. But as far as the perimeter player, he was the number one option on the Houston Rockets. Now he knows that Devin Booker is the number one option. So we'll kind of see how Jalen Green can play as the number two perimeter guy, the number two scoring option. And so far for his first game playing in Phoenix, he looks amazing. Again, you have the 29 points, 10 for 20 from the field, so he's 50% from the field, 6 for 13 from 3, so just below 50% from 3, and that was only in 23 minutes. So really, really promising performance from Jalen Green. I was really impressed with what he did out there, and I'm excited to see if he can kind of take that next step and keep developing and just get into the next stage of his game. I think playing next to Devin Booker is going to help him a lot. They have somewhat similar play styles, so Devin Booker will be able to help him develop further as a perimeter player because there was really nobody in Houston to mentor him as a perimeter player and teach him more and more things. They had Şengün over there, they had Amen Thompson, but they're still young guys. There was no veteran perimeter player that was better than Jalen Green that he could learn from, but now he has that in Devin Booker. So just excited to see the next game and see how the Devin Booker Jalen Green combo looks together. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you think about J Grub instead of J Dub. We can call him J Grub, J Grizzy, J Verde, Jalen Green. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.